Hello, and welcome back to Wonderland Asylum. We're back today, issue 37 of the Hachette Partworks release of Titanic, the ship, the legend. Okay, so what's in today's magazine? The Belle Epoque in Central Europe, again about the styling and architecture at the time. Interesting. And a painting. And again, the 1997 production of Titanic by James Cameron. I think that was the one that kind of made most people of this generation interested in the Titanic. Few factual inaccuracies, but nothing disastrous. Quite a good film, actually. So yeah, not bad at all. But on to the instructions now. But first, let's see what's in the box. Okay, so what's in the box today? Again, if I can get this open. We have housing, have a whole host of AP screws. We have, I think this is another drive shaft. It is indeed. We have another piece of housing. And we have a motor. Now this motor's a lot different to the ones we had for Bismarck. It appears more heavy duty. Okay. So get rid of all this, and the only thing we need from previous issues is the gearbox itself. So I'll get my screwdriver over and we'll have a look at what we're going to be doing now. Okay, so get the gearbox over, untangle the wire. Oh, they've not used a cable tie on this wire. What they've actually done is tied it up, so you need to be very careful when you're unraveling this not to pull the plug off the end, because if you do that your propellers won't work. Sorry if you can hear clicking, it's my dog wandering about. So now what you need to do is look and see the D shape that's there. The motor needs to go in a certain way. So try to see what way they're putting it in here. Yep, they're putting it in this way with that gear there facing up. So what we need to do is rotate that until it'll line up. Okay, so the way they're telling me to do that is to put this gear into one of these and then turn it. So it'll move that center point until it'll roughly line up. There we go, just like that. Perfect. Now I'm confused because I've lined it up exactly the way it told me to in the picture. However, the wires are facing in a different direction. So give me a moment. I don't know if it's just my wires are on backwards. I don't know if it actually matters what way you put the motor in. I suppose it'll turn the same either way. But no. Yeah, no, it says make sure that the red wire is on the left, so it needs to go the other way around. So I'll pull it out slightly. In fact, I'm going to need to pull it out all the way, which means I'm going to need to readjust that central thing. There we go. So the red wire needs to be on the left, the black wire needs to be on the right, and there we go. That goes in just like that. Perfect. Now, let's see what we're doing next. I have a feeling we're putting one of the housings on next to try and hold that all together. Yep, we are indeed. It is this piece here that we need next. And what we're doing is threading the cable through there and then out through this bottom hole. So use your tweezers if you need to. I didn't need to, it was okay. And pull it through there. All the way through. Making sure the cable doesn't get bumfled on the way. Because they've tied it up, there's quite tight kinks in it. Not making any jokes about kinky cables. And then just make sure all the screw holes line up. Just like that. Now it's quite a tight squeeze to get it on, but it does leave a small gap just in the housing there. I think that's to enable the motor to get sort of ventilation, so it's not going to overheat as easily. And it's 4 AP screws. Okay. Perfect. Just make sure that's all in properly. And no, there shouldn't be a gap. I've just read the magazine that says make sure it fits snugly. So there shouldn't be a gap in the housing there. It's just a tight fit. So don't be afraid to apply a little bit of pressure. And then the 4 screws go in. It's fairly apparent. 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Now, obviously after you've fitted the motor here, you won't be able to turn any of the other pieces, so it's going to be a bit more difficult to put those other shafts in, the ones that are attached to the engine already, so you will need to sort of manipulate it once it comes to putting it all together. And I believe that is actually in the next issue, issue 38, that we put the gearbox and the motor and everything in, because I don't think we do anything else in this issue itself. That's 3 screws and the final one goes in up there. So, yep, as I say, I've got to issue 40 sitting here, and apparently by the time you're finished that, you're left with basically the engines work, the engines spin, they all rotate, which is quite exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So yeah, that's what that looks like. And then next, sorry, just checking the instructions. Yeah. Next, all we're doing is getting the other piece, which looks like this, and we're going to be marrying it up to the bottom there. Now, when you're putting this on, I'm just going to check which way it goes. Yeah, okay. So if you're holding the gearbox like this, that will be going on that way. That doesn't look right to me. Ah, right, okay. Nope, it goes on like this with the 4 holes pointing downward. So the first thing you need to do is feed the cable again through the hole. It's a long cable, this one. Again, it's very thin wire, so it'll be very low, it'll be very high resistance as well, so and yeah, that all lines up just like that. And again, 4 AP screws just going in there. And I think that's all the screws for this issue. I think that's us done after we do this, to be honest with you. Not a long one, but again, it's important because it gets the gearbox together and gets the motor and everything in. I have seen roughly what we're doing up until issue 42, and after we finish the engine room, we do get a heck of a reward for being patient and, you know, dealing with all this engine room stuff. Because I say, when I first started doing the collection, I actually thought about not bothering at all, because I'll be honest, my model will sit in the display case that comes with it. You know, I doubt I'll use the engines very often, because it'll be very, very rare I'll take the case off to you know, take the side panel off to let you see the engines. But it looks as if it's going to be mains powered. Again, we'll talk more about that in the next issue, but it looks to me like it's going to be have a mains power supply, which is quite interesting. But yeah, there we go. And I think the wire sits like that, and that is the gearbox. And I think there's only one more little thing to do. Yep, and that is to take the drive shaft that they gave us and slot it in to that wee piece there, and make sure you've got the wire trailed out the other side. Just line, again it's got a D shape on the end, so just line that up and push it in. Now it'll turn one way but not the other, because of the way the gearbox is. Okay, and that is us for issue 37. So, that's us for issue 37. What's coming in issue 38? We have a PCB, some screws, and a cable. So not a lot, but it does so much at the same time, because essentially what that'll now allow is for us to fit the gearbox, fit the control board, and it'll allow us to test the engines. I know they work, but I can't wait to see them all powered. So yeah, I'll get that one out just shortly. Yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Any feedback, comments, complaints, criticisms, or even questions, feel free to pop them in the comment box. If you do like what you're seeing, drop me a like, and if you're not following me, please already subscribe to the channel, and yeah, keep yourself up to date with any future content. But that's us for issue 37. Join me soon for issue 38. Thank you very much, and as always, peace out, guys.